Hi friends, Katie Moore, the Ironheart Mama. Okay, so it is officially homeschool planning season, and so I just got to thinking, like, how many of you are feeling stressed and overwhelmed and like super broke, like you can't afford to do all of the things that you really want to do. So this was like a reoccurring theme, and right now, so if you're on social media or even if you just have like a few friends that you subscribe to, or like, a few bloggers that you subscribe to, I'm going to share this because nobody ever sees my videos, seems like, on my page. So, if you're seeing all of this, like a lot of times we see somebody's homeschool plan for the year and they talk about like what they're going to be doing, and you see like their big stack of curriculum, and like maybe they've got one kid or they've got like, 10. You see all of the different options, and before you know it, you are like feeling super stressed about everything. And I think like the idea is like here is we end up getting like that shiny new curriculum, feeling, like the syndrome is that you see all of these options. Okay, all right, hold on, sharing it. Okay. So you see all of these options, and then you are totally feeling like super stressed and like, oh, I can do this, or not even stressed, because sometimes like when you start, you're like, ooh, this is exciting. Look at this one. I need this in my life. And so you go through all of these different curriculum, and before you know it, you've got like a dozen tabs open on your computer screen. If you are guilty of this, I want you to tell me below. So, because I'm totally guilty of this. So I'd have like a dozen tabs open, and then I'm like looking through all of these options, and I'm like, ooh, this would be good to add. This would be good to add. And like that doesn't even include all of the stuff that we've already done and that we already liked. So like I kept going through this process of every year came to homeschooling, and I was just like all over the place. I could not narrow it down. I couldn't find anything that was like super helpful. Yeah, and so like there's a lot of stress involved with that, like you end up being like loading your year with way too many options, like too many curricula, like you've got maybe like a few for each kid, or you like pack the whole year. Even if you do multi-age, like you pack the whole year. So one of the tips that I really wanted to give today was that before you like start opening all those internet tabs and having all of those options all laid out before you, I want you to consider, in this case, and I actually think that this is general for like, family, like for scheduling, because we have a tendency to overschedule. I want you this year to consider underscheduling for your homeschool year, because if you are stressed and overwhelmed and broke, then no amount, like you can schedule that all and you can pack it in, and several things are going to happen. If you're stressed about just planning it, implementing it is also going to be difficult. If you're overwhelmed with the amount of things that you have to plan for the year, then you're going to be overwhelmed when you're implementing that. And if you're already broke, like right now, like you think about your year, I don't think that there's a couple different things that happen here, okay? If you're super broke and you are buying a whole bunch of curriculum and it doesn't end up working, and then then you add stress to that you just spent a whole bunch of money on a curriculum that you don't even like. So, like, honestly, I really think that one of the best things that we can do for our families is to plan less. Like, less is more. So when you are looking at all of the options that you have for homeschooling, like just say like, okay, what can I do with my family? Like try to do some multi-age stuff, like just stick to the basics, and then leave space for you to plan throughout the year. You don't have to plan everything. You do not, say it again, you do not have to plan everything right now. You can leave lots of space open and then plan throughout the year, because it really is. It's easier to plan less now and then add things through the year. But once you already have it all in place, your calendar is all booked, you have all of the materials that you need, you really can't go back on that without wasting time or money. Like time because you just spent all this time planning it, and money because you just bought all of this and maybe you use like the first 5 pages of a curriculum. It happens all the time. Like, it really does. And if you feel like that is only happening to you and you're somehow a failure, you're just not. Like, don't feel bad. Happens to everybody. You get a curriculum and you think it's going to work out really well because so-and-so said it worked really well for her family, and then you guys find out that you like hate it. That's totally normal. So one of the best ways to avoid doing that is use what you already have, teach what you already know, and get, like, if you have enough money to get another curriculum that you really think would work well for you, get it, and then like work with one thing at a time. So if it doesn't work out, you can set it aside, see if it'll work a little bit later down the year, because like what happens is sometimes you'll get something and your child isn't quite ready for it, or it doesn't work for this child, but it might work for the next. So just really, like, less is more. Plan less. If you want to incorporate a little bit more, grab one thing in that can work for everybody. If it works, great. If not, set it aside. It might work later, okay? So don't stress about it. But really, like, homeschooling is not one of these, if you don't nail it in the first, like, 3 months of the year, then you've completely failed and your child won't, like, amount to anything in life. Do you know what I'm saying? So, all right. I just wanted to quick get on here and remind you all, because right now the homeschooling planning posts are abundant and you're seeing all of these pretty new things, and don't get caught up in the shiny. Just remember, like, less is more, and teach with what you already have, if you love it, and teach what you already know, because those things are, like, invaluable, and you know your child. You know the way they function, you know their learning styles, you know, like, where their heart is. And so, like, there is nothing that is going to teach, no curriculum that is going to teach them as well as you will. Okay? So that's it from me. I just wanted to share this little tidbit. And yeah, so homeschool easy, homeschool light, don't stress, okay? All right, we'll be talking about this again soon sometime, okay?